So, I'm back in the good old Bhaalgorn, one of the most feared ships in EVE. This ship is very important for me. I used to fly one a couple months ago, did have a little break, but now I'm back. And of course, I have been asked to do PvP in the Bhaalgorn, and I'm more than happy to do just that. Now, the Bhaalgorn is still one of the deadliest battleships in EVE. The only ships that can be a threat to one Bhaalgorn are the Mordu ships, especially the Orthrus or the Flying Pan. The bonuses on the Bhaalgorn are the same as for the other Blood Raider ships. It is a very big vampire, just like the Ashimu. Can be a shield or an armor tank, and also has a very good capacitor, very good armor. The slow points of this ship, the weak points of this ship are definitely the targeting speed and the ship's velocity. It takes a very long time to lock on smaller targets, let's just put it that way, and it's extremely slow, the slowest battleship in EVE. Now here you can see my DPS, the resistance. I did go for an armor tank on the Bhaalgorn. On the Ashmu I was a shield tank, on the Bhaalgorn I'll be an armor tank. The rest of the rigs are for targeting speed. And of course this is the build that I did use before and the build that I will keep on using. Now only thing that I might change, I might replace one Nosferatu with a neutralizer, because neutralizers are very dangerous and they are very powerful with all of the bonuses and skills that I have. Now let's quickly take a look at the active resistance and the velocity with the afterburner. Sometimes I replace the afterburner with another adaptive armor hardener that does improve the resistance by a little bit. Pretty good resistances at the moment. I have rig integrations for resistance at this current ship. Capacitor is of course stable. It's extremely slow. I think I should level up more battleship skills to improve the effective hit points. 456, yeah, that's very slow, that's extremely slow. And of course the DPS is okay. I mean, you don't need a lot of DPS on the Bhaalgorn because your targets will have no capacitor in the end to repair themselves. So that's one tactic that you can use on the Bhaalgorn. Basically same tactic as with the other Blood Raider ships. Well then, let's take a ride on the Bhaalgorn. And first targets, we have a little camp here. We have a Megatron Striker, Kronos there, Interdictor and a Succubus. Now of course the battleship run away. So now we have the Interdictor, but they are fast. This is where the ship's velocity is showing weakness, because we did not web that Interdictor on time and we did not lock on the Interdictor on time, and they are running like mad. They are running from very angry pirates currently. They are out of range. There is a chance that its capacitor is now low, but there's just no way that we are going to catch up to that cruiser. And the Succubus also warped away or jumped through the gate. Okay, well, I did have one good hit on the cruiser, but as you saw, they were prepared. They knew that we were coming, and the Interdictor did go away from the gate. That was a drag bubble, by the way. Very deadly if used correctly. Vigilant uses armor. Okay, that's good. Armor plates. That's one large armor plate or dual medium armor plates. They are webbed. Their capacitor is most likely very low by now, or should I say the capacitor on the Vigilant is depleted. One cycle on the large neutralizer is at least I think it's around 1.5 thousand capacitor in a cycle. That's how much it depletes. That was a nice kill. Alright. I've been also told triple NOS is better than dual NOS and one neutralizer. So you really have a lot of combinations to use on the Bhaalgorn. But for now I think I'll stick with this current setup with one neutralizer. Now, from time to time the game does know to glitch out, and well, I think that this current glitch does look very pretty. The lasers that get stuck there on a single point in space, and well, good screenshot material, to be honest. Next target, we have a Cinnabal. Cinnabal pointed, webbed, and the electronic warfare is doing its thing. The capacitor on the Cinnabal gets depleted very quickly, and I know that from my personal experience. So the capacitor on this Cinnabal is depleted, and it's getting roasted alive currently. Another very nice target. Now, I find the Bhaalgorn to be excellent in a team. Several Bhaalgorns on a gate or in a fleet are definitely going to be a scary opponent. But chasing targets with the Bhaalgorn is kinda difficult because this ship is overall very slow, and its lock-on time is also pretty bad. So chasing targets around like I'm doing at the moment is something that's not good in the Bhaalgorn. So this ship is excellent for ambushes, and it's excellent for camps, or excellent for a big fleet. Now, you can technically wait for battle cruisers and battleships to jump through the gate, but most of them have at least 2 warp core optimizers, so you need 3 points or need 1 scrambler. To use 3 points you have to give up a couple Nosferatus, you have to give up the web and most likely the neutralizer, and that's something that's not going to work well with the Bhaalgorn. To use a scrambler, that's the better option, but it's only 4 points. So a ship that has, for example, 2 warp core optimizers is still going to run away. So in the end, these ships used to be excellent for PvP back in the days before warp core optimizers were a thing, but now they are excellent still for PvP, but they require to have a team that can point down your target. And at the moment I absolutely love to use this ship. It is scary, and still no one wants to fight a Bhaalgorn. No one wants to fight Blood Raider ships. Raven has been pointed, webbed, and they can still defeat any battleship, or in overall they can still defeat any ship 1v1 except the Barghest, because the Barghest can orbit you at around 40 kilometers, and at that range your Nosferatus and neutralizers are not going to do well. So you have to be very careful around the Mordor ships. They are basically the only threat to the Bhaalgorn and of course to the other Blood Raider ships. That was also a pretty good kill. Now I'm definitely not going to loot anything here because this thing is, well, that slow. Using a micro updrive will make it a little bit faster, but I would like to keep my capacitor. The micro updrive does use does reduce your overall capacitor volume, and I would like to keep my capacitor to its full potential because it's very effective with a lot of capacitor, especially if I end up stumbling upon another Bhaalgorn. Then the cap core is going to be very important. Next target, we have a Dominix here. Well, and this Dominix is a PvP Dominix, although I'm not its primary target. They are shooting at our arbitrator, I believe. Yeah, they're shooting at our RB. That's not good. And they are also trying to burn to the gate. I will approach the target and ram them. That should prevent them from getting closer to the gate. In any case, this Dominix is going down. Dual armor repair build, dual capacitor batteries, and dual neutralizers. That was one scary Dominix. And ooh, that's a lot of drones. That was a nice kill as well. And they also had warp core optimizers, so yeah, if I were alone, they would probably escape because I only have 1 point. That's like the only thing that I think is bad about these ships, besides the speed and the slow lock time. Most of them have only 1 point or 1 scrambler, and that's not enough to hold most ships. That's why I fly the Orthrus most of the time with 4 or 3 points, and that can barely hold most targets. Next target, we have a Hurricane Logistic. Now these ships can be scary. I know a lot of these loggy ships built to be a trap. You can make a very scary PvP loggy, especially the Hurricane Logistic, because they have a lot of modules, they have a lot of slots, and you can make wonders in these ships. I really have to get one for myself just to see what it can do. Also can be a perfect trap for frigates. And that was also a nice kill. That interceptor did not stick around for too long, so let me just return to the gate. The next target, Starboard Fleet. Now cruisers, you can see how long it takes to lock on the ship. Over 4 seconds. So they can run away or they can warp away by the time I lock on. Now I technically can tackle battle cruisers barely if they jump through the gate, but I have to be close to them, within 30 or within 13 kilometers. And of course 90% of them will have optimizers, so that will also be kind of difficult to hold them. Now I'm not sure if I can deplete their capacitor. Can you warp with 0 cap? I don't think that's possible, even with warp core optimizers. If you have no cap, you should not be able to warp, because for warp you need energy, and if you have 0 energy, technically you should not be able to going anywhere. But again, I haven't tested that out, so that's one thing that I need to do. Next target, we have a Ferox. Now, the best thing to do with these ships in a fleet is to position yourself so that incoming targets will be close to you. Targets that appear a little bit outside of your optimal range will be hard to hit, although in the range of 30 kilometers your Nosferatus and neutralizers should work. So I would make your targets go around 20-25 kilometers. That should be your optimal range. And as you can see, once I started to be within range, I started to do a lot of damage on that Ferox. Now the capacitor on the Ferox is dead, and well, the capacitor died before the ship, so they were not going anywhere. I'm not sure if you can do a dual web setup, a dual NOS and dual webs with 1 point, or sacrifice 1 neutralizer for another point. I guess you can technically make the ship to have at least 2 points or 2 scramblers, but you lose 1 NOS or 1 neutralizer, which is very important because the ship does fight the capacitor war quite often. Alright, well, back into the Orthrus with 3 points. Now this is why I like this ship. This is an excellent ship for solo roams. It's an excellent ship for tackling targets, and it can have 4 or 3 points, depends. I mostly use 3 with 1 scanner, or I do a little trick and then I have 4 points and I can hold most targets. Now this target is a Drake, so I will orbit at the optimal range. This ship can shoot down any battleship in the game, including the Bhaalgorn, also including the Barghest. Now, interestingly enough, the only ship that might be a problem is the Nestor. And you might ask yourself, why the hell would a Nestor be difficult to tackle down? Well, my Nestor goes 3.3 kilometers per second. That thing is quick. That thing is one of the fastest battleships that I've ever played. I'm pretty damn sure that I can make that ship go even faster. So let's say the Nestor can go 3 kilometers per second. I go 3.4, 3.6 kilometers per second in an Orthrus. Yeah, I'm not gonna catch a Nestor if he doesn't wanna get caught. So the Nestor might be the only faction battleship that's difficult to tackle because of its speed. Now, of course, that's a very unique build, and you don't see a lot of these ships floating around because they are still super expensive. But the Nestor can be quite a challenge to take down. It's one very interesting ship indeed. Now this Drake is now in armor. They should start going down quickly. And overall, what ship do I enjoy flying the most? Well, I enjoy to fly all of my ships. Currently I want to get 999 Killmarks on the Orthrus, and when that happens I will be switching to a new ship. Now imagine what would happen if you had to fight like 10 Bhaalgorns. Just imagine 10 of these monsters warping to you at the gate. Yeah, that's something that I do not want to experience. I do not want to be on the receiving end of that. So I believe interesting fights are ahead for the Bhaalgorn. Made the ship super tanky, especially for that case. It's a ship that can take a lot of damage. Alright, well, the Drake did go down. Now I'll just go after the wreck. Oh, nice. Well, the Drake did have a lot of nice items. I'm not complaining about that. That was a nice kill. That was a very nice kill. Okay, let me just destroy that one ship that keeps a scrambler on me. Okay, nice. Now I can burn away. That was a nice kill. And overall, a very good day so far. Now I can wait out the timer and go to the next target. Okay, I am warping. Same setup. The Orthrus still up and running. I'm thinking if I should just set up a trap here with the Bhaalgorn and just sit there and hope for someone to scan me down. But again, no one wants to fight a Bhaalgorn. If you get jumped in a Bhaalgorn, expect like a fleet of 10 ships to land on you. And even then, most of them will probably go down. So a very tricky ship to tackle because it's just that deadly. Alright, well, we have a Vaxxer Navy. Should be an easy kill. Should be an easy target. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, they're going down very quickly. Couple of hits and this ship is destroyed. I see a local spike. This might have been a trap. Who knows? I will now go after the wreck. Or... oh, there's one in local. Interesting. Let's not play with the local spike. Let's just keep on burning towards... oh, the local is now almost empty. So I can technically go and pick up the loot, I guess. Or should I just keep on burning? Still one ship on the scanner. Oh, it's something that's not that dangerous. Okay. Frigate or a destroyer. These ships just don't represent a threat to the Orthrus. Alright, well, that was a lovely little run with both the Bhaalgorn and with the Orthrus. The Orthrus is at 750 Killmarks, I believe, so I believe within this week I should be able to hit the maximum possible Killmark count on the Orthrus, and then it will be time for a new ship. I can't wait for that, it will be fun. Alright, and now on to the final kill for today. We have a rattlesnake. Let's approach. Webbed and pointed. The Nosferatus and Neutralizer are probably doing a good job at depleting the capacitor of the rattlesnake. The rattlesnake is shooting at one of us. Unfortunately, I'm not the primary target. I can tank a lot of damage. Not quite sure if my teammates can tank as much. But I believe the rattlesnake will go down before any of us loses their ship. The rattlesnake already in low armor, now they are in hull. That's a lot of DPS that we can put out with our ships. And I'm pretty sure the capacitor on the rattlesnake is already depleted, so that was a very nice kill, and a very lucky one as well. Let's take out the pod. The loot was pretty good, although I'm not the one who's going to loot that, because this ship is way too slow for looting anything that's too far away from the gate. Well then, hope that you enjoyed. Stay safe, fly safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.